Long ago, in the heart of the ancient city of Jerusalem, there was a young man named Daniel. His story, though written thousands of years ago, remains a mystery, a story of faith, dreams, visions, and divine intervention. But even today, some questions about his life remain unanswered. How did a young man, taken captive from his homeland, rise to a position of immense power in a foreign kingdom? How did he survive perilous situations that seemed impossible to escape? And why, even in the darkest moments, did he never lose his trust in the God of Israel? Let us delve into the story of Daniel, and uncover some of the mysteries that surround his life. It all began when King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon besieged Jerusalem. Daniel, only a young man at the time, was taken captive, along with many others. The Babylonians were known for their cruelty, but Daniel's story wasn't one of despair. His was a story of courage and unwavering faith. In the book of Daniel 1 verses 3-5, we read, "Then the king ordered Ashpenaz, chief of his court officials, to bring into the king's service some of the Israelites from the royal family in the nobility, young men without any physical defect, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, well-informed, quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king's palace." The king wanted the brightest, the best. And Daniel, along with his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, was chosen. But there was a challenge. The king wanted them to eat from his royal table, rich with food and wine, but Daniel refused. He knew that eating these foods would defile him, going against his faith and the laws of his people. In Daniel 1 verse 8, it says, "But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself this way." A simple request, but one that would set him on a path of divine favor and mystery. How did he know that this small act of obedience would bring him closer to God's protection? Was it faith or something more? As time passed, Daniel's wisdom grew, and so did his influence. One night, the king, troubled by a strange dream, summoned all his wise men. He demanded they interpret it. But no one could. Daniel called upon his God, and that night, God revealed the king's dream to him. The king had dreamed of a statue with a golden head, silver chest, bronze belly, iron legs, and clay feet. Each part represented a kingdom, but the stone that crushed the statue was a kingdom that would last forever. Daniel revealed all this, and the king fell before him, declaring, "Surely your God is the God of gods." But the mystery deepened. How did Daniel, a captive in a foreign land, gain such wisdom and favor? Was it simply his intelligence, or was there something else, something supernatural, at play? Then came a test like no other. The king, in his pride, ordered a golden image to be made, and demanded everyone bow down to it. Daniel's 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused. The king, in fury, threw them into a fiery furnace. But, miraculously, they emerged unscathed, walking in the flames with a 4th figure, someone who looked like a son of the gods. How could this be? Was this the hand of God protecting them or something else, something even more mysterious? But the strangest part of Daniel's life came later, in his visions. He saw strange beasts rising from the sea, a lion, a bear, a leopard, and a terrifying beast with iron teeth. What did these visions mean? Could they be foretelling the rise and fall of future kingdoms, or were they glimpses of something far beyond human understanding? In Daniel 7 verses 13-14, it says, "In my vision at night I looked, and there before me was one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All nations and peoples of every language worshipped him." Daniel's visions were not just about kings and kingdoms, they were about a coming ruler, one who would have an everlasting kingdom, one that would never be destroyed. But there is still one more mystery, one that has puzzled scholars and believers alike. Daniel was thrown into a den of lions for refusing to worship the king. The lions, hungry and fierce, should have torn him apart. But when they opened the den the next morning, Daniel was unharmed. Was it divine intervention? Or was there something more at work, something that even the lions could not explain? The life of Daniel is full of mystery, full of moments where faith and the supernatural collide. But one question remains. What was it, exactly, that made Daniel's God so powerful, and why, in moments of danger, did Daniel always know that he would be protected, even when the odds were impossible? Is it simply faith, or is there something even greater lurking in the shadows of history?